Sierra Leone took a historic step to eradicate child marriage, and it could be the blueprint for other countries to do the same.
For me, I feel it's quite symbolic in that Sierra Leone is a country that shies away from these issues. So the bravery to step up to the plate and publicly have this encoded into the law is both a legal and a social step, but again, it's just a first step.
Sierra Leone's new Prohibition of Child Marriage Act bans marriage for anyone under 18. It also outlaws aiding and abetting a child marriage and cohabiting with a child. In 2017, 30% of Sierra Leonean women between 20 and 24 had been married before their 18th birthday.
Whether it's in a traditional ceremony, a Muslim ceremony, a Christian ceremony, or a civic ceremony. It also sets up infrastructure and framework for children who have been victims of child marriage to get support and to also reclaim their rights.
Under the law, people married as children can seek financial compensation and petition for an annulment. Plus, those who marry children can face 15 years in prison and a fine of around $2,000, around an average year's salary. But the law hasn't gone into effect, so there haven't been any convictions yet.
I think what's most important with laws like this is their implementation and working with communities, working with children to make sure that these laws are implemented in a way that doesn't harm their rights.
On the global scale, Sierra Leone isn't even in the top 20 countries with the highest rates of child marriage in Africa or even the world. In contrast, Niger holds the highest rate worldwide, with 76% of girls married before their 18th birthday. But activists and human rights organisations say that Sierra Leone's legislation serves as a framework for countries that have deep ties to the practice.
Sierra Leone is setting an example for other countries that have strong cultural and social norms that push for some of these violations, that it's doable and it's possible to enact a law and actually realize children's rights through that law. So in that instance, Sierra Leone becomes a bit of a forebearer for other countries.
But critics say the law still misses the mark because it fails to address practices linked to child marriage, like female genital cutting.
They're both more prevalent than child marriage, but because of how rights violations operate, usually FGM and teenage pregnancy push girls into child marriage. So they've kind of solved the end of the equation, but they need to solve the first two issues.
In Sierra Leone, over 80% of girls and women between the ages of 15 and 49 are circumcised.
It's believed that once a girl is cut, she's ready for marriage, and that's why there's such an intricate link between FGM and child marriage.
And when it comes to teenage pregnancy and maternal mortality, Sierra Leone has some of the highest rates in the world. A 2019 survey found that 101 out of every 1,000 girls aged 15 to 19 had given birth, and an estimated 40% of maternal deaths occur among teenagers.
Because of the extreme cases of poverty in Sierra Leone and the lack of sexuality education, the lack of access to sexual and reproductive health services and information, a lot of girls end up pregnant, and the families see marriage as a solution because now the girl and the child are dependent on someone else rather than the family itself, which is probably struggling.
In 2020, the country officially lifted a law that banned visibly pregnant girls from attending school. But human rights workers say more needs to be done to combat female genital cutting.
We have no legislation and we have no accompanying social and cultural framework for the elimination of FGM. But hopefully what we're seeing with this law is that it's the beginning of a trend of criminalizing violations of children's rights.
Nigeria has been identified as one of the countries with high number of women and girls affected by female genital mutilation. and experts have emphasized the urgent need to address this trend. This is the crux of discussion at a two-day media dialogue aimed at deepening advocacy and pushing for the total elimination of this practice. Valentine Osumbo reports.
Female genital mutilation remains one of the deeply rooted harmful practices affecting girls and women across parts of Nigeria. Despite being outlawed, millions are still at risk.
Interestingly, FGM is not just cutting.
UNICEF warns that without sustained effort, the numbers could climb even higher. It is against this backdrop that UNICEF, in collaboration with partners, convened a two-day media dialogue in Benin City. The gathering created a platform for journalists to engage with the health, social and psychological consequences of FGM and to strengthen their roles as advocates for change.
The good news is that change is possible and change is happening. Through collaborations and initiatives like the Movement for Good, which is led by the federal government of Nigeria in collaboration with UNICEF.
So that we engage each other, so that we can brainstorm and see how we can fashion a way around all these menace so that we don't jeopardize the future of our girl child.
From this dialogue with the media, we expect that there will be a multi-sectoral, collaboration and commitment with other partners.
Edo State was chosen as the venue for the dialogue, not by coincidence, but because of the high rates of awareness already existing here.
There have been reduction to a very, very, very large extent. In Edo State, it's not even that bad in Edo State if you look at the ranking.
For participants, it is a call to use various media at their disposal to responsibly highlight success story, amplify the voice of survivor, and keep pressure on communities where the practice persists.
And one of the key issue, is that people don't report. When they commit this thing, nobody is aware. And when you are not aware, how do we tackle it? And that is why we need to orientate and educate the people on the need to come forward.
As UNICEF continue to engage stakeholders across the country, the Benin Dialogue is another bold step towards a Nigeria free of female genital mutilation. Valentine Osumbo, TVC News, Benin.
Across Sierra Leone, there's a hidden horror. What's happening?
We are going to Cambia, and there is an incident of a young girl that died after initiation.
We're traveling with activist Rugiatu Toure. Her life's work is ending female genital mutilation, or FGM. Traditionally, the cutting is kept secret in the initiation to the all-female Bondo Society. A society that is a rite of passage for girls and young women, where they also learn valuable skills from members.
Somebody grabbed me at the back and they stripped me naked.
Toure was excited about joining the Bondo Society. When she was just 11, she learned the truth.
I felt the sharp cuts. I started fighting. And when I woke up, I saw my sisters, the two of them, on the floor bleeding. I could not walk for 7 days because I lost so much blood.
Did you already think then that this should stop?
It was from that experience that I started talking to my friends. Good morning, good morning.
Talking to anyone who will listen.
Just yesterday we got this information about this 13-year-old girl.
In the holding cells, the girl's own mother. Police arrested her, the cutter or Soe, and her grandmother. Arrests like these in Sierra Leone are extremely rare. In the village where she died, Most have fled, afraid of the police, afraid of the consequences. Salomatu Jolo was just 13. Police believed she bled to death. She's been here alone for 4 days. When I went inside and saw my daughter's body, I felt devastated, says her father. I didn't feel good. I'm confused. The stench is all over here.
Why do parents still continue to subject their children to this pain? Parents that I know love their children so much, and they always protect them.
And why do they?
They looked at the cutting as being the bundle itself.
To separate the two, Ture and her organization go village to village. She targets the sewers who are paid to cut, trains them in new skills, convincing them to put down their knives and lead bloodless bondo ceremonies. Ture is slowly succeeding, where for decades international organizations have failed.
Over 80% of girls and women in Sierra Leone have been brutally subjected to female genital mutilation. West Africa's highest court just ordered the country to ban the practice. Right now, it is in the hands of Sierra Leone's president to push the ban through. Join 400,000 plus people now before brave activists and survivors deliver our call to the president. Ban FGM. Let us help protect the girls who haven't yet been caught.